Welcome back to an episode of the Wrestling Aroundup, where we go through the biggest news in this week's world of wrestling, as it's a new show. Joining me, of course, is a world-class wrestling journalist, Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, not bad. Wrestling related news. I've put my back out. Wrestling journalist puts his back out.
Doing wrestling.
No,
I
doing
thought you were the,
journalistic things.
the classic where a wrestling journalist
Yeah,
does the
holistic
wrestling
things.
training.
Yeah, yeah, they do that.
You should have just said it was.
Think now
You
because I'm
beca-
past the age of 30, I put my back out just reading smarks on Twitter.
like laughing too hard at their
Yeah,
shit opinions.
pretty much. Which we'll get into, I'm sure.
And joining me as well is the ever-present, well-known, wonderful Scoop L.
Scoop did the wrong, the straight edge. Simple there.
Do you have any scoops
Scoop
for
up.
us?
Yeah,
Go on.
CM Punk was upset about something.
Which anything with these days.
Yeah, just it happened in the last 5 minutes. Someone looked at him the wrong way. Got really upset. Sent him
No, that person is not allowed to go anywhere near him.
on. Yeah.
God, right, should we? Well, no, we're going to start with the big news. Bob Roode, host of the show, friend of the show, star of our saga, he may be done. He's been learning the ropes of producing from
Road
Jamie
agent,
Noble, apparently. Had to go on SmackDown. He's done. He's not been seen on TV for 6 months
6 months.
this year.
Yeah.
He did a bit on NXT, didn't he? But apart from that, what do we think? Do we think is Bob Roode done? Can we ask him? Lou, is he with you?
He's not us. He's in training.
Training for what? For his comeback or?
Well, we don't know. Isn't it? Fitness test.
Yeah. Thought we'd be able to get the exclusive. Thought we was going to be above the curve.
No, he's upstairs. I'm downstairs. So
We asked, really.
that's the situation. Yeah.
He's done then. Just to a few things. If Bob Roode is done, how do we think? How will he be remembered WWE wise?
It's quite disappointing, isn't it?
It is.
I know. Obviously,
run.
his NXT run was all right. He's come across to main roster. What's he won tag titles twice? US title. I think is that it? He hasn't won the Intercontinental, has he? Or has he?
Not that I can
No.
remember.
Did win the
so-
US title, didn't he? But yeah, that's about it. I
For
think.
for someone of his stature, where he was in TNA, you'd have thought that he'd have come across and done a lot more than what he has done. I mean, I know he's older. What is he? Is he 46 now? 47?
Yeah, he's older than you think, isn't he?
He's older than he thinks. He was in TNA for a long time.
He was. Yeah, I remember him being in his 40s. He was when he was in NXT.
But
Shame he didn't get a main event run. Even if he didn't win the title, would have been nice to see him in the main event.
I'm a big Bob Roode fan. Always have been through his TNA days.
Yeah. I just wish he'd got his entrance in NXT was brilliant, the glorious. I wish he'd have got a proper WrestleMania glorious entrance.
He did.
Maybe he will. Maybe he'll do one of these that he'll retire from in ring and then come back and do a short run, a bit like what Edge has done. I think he's announced that he's out of in ring competitorship, should we say, because he's unsure of all the surgeries that he's had. He's had quite a lot of surgeries over the past year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Is he just playing it safe?
Yeah, best not to risk it, maybe.
And then maybe we'll see him in like a year or two for one final run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame he didn't get a main roster run under Triple H. When he came in, they were all like, "Oh, he's a young Triple H, but a mini version of Triple H." Right? They was very similar in-ring styles. It would have been interesting to see.
I know you say we saw his WrestleMania thing, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. If he'd have been in main event WrestleMania, I'm not saying he should have been in main event WrestleMania, but if he'd have been in a more prominent match.
Are you saying we should have had the podium?
Yeah, massive, huge podium or something.
Over. Yeah, I get
something like that, or a choir singing it or something. You know what I mean? I think they could have done more.
Nina Rita Strauss, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I don't know what like,
but all he's supposed to be quite a smart wrestling mind. So if he's a producer, then good luck to him. Right then,
Ross, I've got a scoop.
Oh, go on,
Right.
what's your scoop? I see you
So,
furiously typing.
A minute ago, I was like, CM Punk's upset about something that's happened in the last 5 minutes.
It genuinely has.
But 1 minute ago, Fightful Select, CM Punk has been in a face-to-face dispute with Flesh Bets.
It could be anyone though, couldn't it? It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Is it Hangman? Although I know Hangman's got a meeting.
No, someone else. How do you apologize to Hangman afterwards?
Chris Jericho, because no one's mentioned his name for a while.
No. A pillar of AEW. That's right, Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Oh.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry was brought to Collision to fill a segment in the 2 ad words. Disagreement over a spot involving glass. Perry wanted to use real glass for a backstage segment. CM Punk was like, probably don't do that. Smashing real glass was a safety hazard. Perry was unhappy with that. So yeah, Punk was probably in the right in that case then, because we don't want to.
Punk doing his job as the locker room leader.
We don't need to
smash real glass.
We don't need another Goldberg, do we?
But apparently that's what all the talent are kicking off about, because he's trying to make Collision his domain essentially.
Well, right, let's just get into it. We've alluded around it, haven't we? Basically, CM Punk's come back to Collision, and the reports are he's sending people home, including the head of talent relations for AEW, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, he's gone all Suella Bravman.
How many shows has he been back for? 3?
3 or 4, yeah.
He's, like we say, he's going to be trying to be the locker room leader. He's the biggest name, and genuinely, normally that is the leader. Whoever's the biggest name in the company, so you would assume in WWE for Roman Reigns, it's traditionally been people like The Undertaker, stuff like that, John Cena. So you can see why he would be the locker room leader, although he's not really acted like one since he's been in AEW, has he?
All right, so that sounds like a callback to Hangman Page's promo there. He's been the exact opposite since he got here. Just CM Punk's going to shoot on you soon.
So the people, who was it? Who else got sent on? So he's had a disagreement there with Jungle Boy. I can't remember the kid's name. Someone Nemeth.
Oh,
Dolph
Ziggler's brother. Yeah,
Steve.
Ryan Nemeth.
Oh, right. Ryan Nemeth. Yeah. He apparently was turned up and was sent home. They denied Matt Hardy was sent home because of CM Punk, haven't they?
He did a cryptic tweet, Matt Hardy, didn't he? But he always does.
And then there was a fourth person who was apparently turned up. CM Punk said, "No, we're not having it. Get out of here, son." I mean, Collision's not doing well in the ratings, is it?
No,
he was doing all right, and he got canned by SummerSlam,
which was expected.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think it fully bounced back this week, which is the more concerning one.
Collision was, if you believe the reports, made to keep CM Punk happy. I can't remember what network it's on. They want CM Punk as the head of the show. Tony Khan apparently was chanting CM Punk.
You got to do the impression, Russ. Please do it properly.
He came back to Gorilla and he's going, CM Punk, CM Punk.
I can imagine Tony Khan doing it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
100%. Because, and I've said this before, Tony Khan is a loser. Wow, sorry, Lou's just sorting out some of our new merch. That's why he's giggling to himself. Available soon. We'll reveal it live on the main show. Yeah. Right. So, where do we go with CM Punk? He's obviously got a huge contract, multi-year contract on, I'm assuming, probably the highest paid person in AEW.
I would imagine the other two that are probably more highly paid are Chris Jericho and what's his name? Dean Ambrose.
Omega, yeah. Tony Khan, clearly a massive fan.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he's not, he's trying to do all he can to make it work. What do we do with CM Punk? He's apparently squashed his beef with Adam Page.
And then cut another promo on him after Lights Out this week.
So, I mean, what do we do? He's not going to match it all in. He's not going to match it all out. Well, nobody has so far.
If he doesn't have a match all in, people are going to walk out or not turn up for the show.
Who does he have a
Guarantee
match
it.
with?
It doesn't matter. He needs to be on that card. I think
Yeah.
that's why probably 75% of fans have bought tickets for that show.
He's wrestled so far. He's wrestled sort of his old Ring of Honor buddies, hasn't he? I'm assuming
He'll
they're the
be in
ones
some
who
sort of
talking to
six
him.
man because Tony
Is
Khan
he?
loves
Is he? Is he
the Mully
not?
Man.
Is he not supposed to be facing Samoa Joe again?
Oh no, he has got a match. Yeah, you're right.
Has he got a match?
Well, Samoa Joe challenged him.
Right.
I assume he'll accept on Rampage, I guess. He's not, not Rampage, Collision, because he's not on Dynamite, is he? Yeah. The finishing the story, that is literally the tagline.
Right. We've likened this AEW to WCW 1,000 times, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Is CM Punk in danger of being the new Hogan or the new Kevin Nash or the new Scott Hall? I mean, any of the ones. Or is Tony Khan in bowing to CM Punk when other people sign new contracts? Are they going to ask for the same treatment? Is this the beginning of the end?
Well,
Are we
yes.
going to get a finger poke of doom scenario?
He's Hogan to himself, hasn't he? Because this is what Bischoff did. And then as soon as people started coming up for contract renewals, they wanted more in the contract, or they wanted more money, or they wanted creative control. And that was ultimately the downfall of WCW.
So do we think AEW is going to go the same way?
No.
No, because the Elite have re-signed.
Oh, yeah, because that's the be-all and end-all.
No, but I think if they'd have gone, then it would have sent a... I mean, well, it's obviously why Cody left now, isn't it? I think Cody saw the writing on the wall. I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. That's his personal issue. That's another scoop for you. That'll be reported by Fightful in 10 minutes' time. But no, I think because the Elite have re-signed, at least there's still some semblance of
because
there. I think if they'd have gone, it'd have been like, right, Punk does what he wants. What's the point? Everyone can jump ship.
I don't know when Moxley's contract's up.
He signed like a fucking 5-year contract, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he re-signed last year.
He's re-signed. Well, MJF's contract's up for renewal. Is he going to start asking for this same treatment? He thinks he's the biggest. He's the head of Rampage or whatever the Dynamite.
I don't think head of Rampage. I mean,
did you see his promo this week? Last week, he was basically thanking Tony Khan and said, "When my contract's up, thank you for making me a very rich man come 2024." Because I'll be absolutely rinsing you when it comes to my contract renewal.
Yeah, I feel like he's already re-signed, you know.
He's saying a lot of things that makes you think he would re-sign. But you got if he hasn't, he's got coming up. Jericho, you would think would ask for more money, or
Jericho re-signed back end of last year for more money and more backstage roles.
So I mean, maybe we are thinking too much. Or maybe he signed all the contracts at the right time. But surely they're going to come in and say, "Come on, we can't be having this." People getting turned away from CM Punk. He's not part of.
Well, people will just refuse to work with him. That's what it'll come down to, and it'll be the same situation as WCW, where you have the same matches over and over again.
That's the worrying thing. Is they've got the biggest show in wrestling history, if you believe Dave Meltzer. And why would he lie? He's got no motivation to do so. In 2 weeks' time, and they can't even. They're not doing CMFTR versus the Elite. What's going on? That's the big concern. I mean, it's fair. I guess they've sold the chart already. Won't have to do anything. Maybe we'll have to wait till next year.
There's only about 4,000 tickets left up for sale, and 1,200 of them are from people that have put up for resale.
But yeah, I thought he was going to be an all-timer card. It'll be a good card. We'll have a good time. But didn't it remind you of a Royal Quest?
It's been poorly promoted, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're waiting for CM Punk to have his big match the week after, because that's in Chicago. And for some reason, that's what they're treating the United Center like WWE treat Madison Square Garden.
I can't believe they're doing that. I don't know why they're doing it the week before. I mean, unless it's the only time we could get Wembley. But you know what I mean? I can't.
They should have just called it. I know they have the traditions, but they're not big enough. They're not old enough to have traditions. And even WWE changes traditions if it makes them more money. It should have been All Out or All In, but whatever you want to call it, at Wembley Stadium, and that should have been the pay-per-view for this quarter.
Yeah,
they said you don't need to run Chicago. They run it into the ground anyway.
Yeah.
They're on about WWE have encroached on their Thanksgiving tradition of running Chicago. Like, they run Chicago every fucking week.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's They don't all just have these traditions, so just leave it. It's not
I
even at the same
just
arena in Chicago, so what's the point?
it's interesting that you're talking about kind of AEW saturating Chicago, because I was sat thinking last night, do you not think that with the ticket sales from All In, it shows how that the UK is potentially a bigger market than the US for your big shows? To sell that amount of tickets, say 80,000 tickets
Mm-hmm.
for a show, where you go to the same cities year in, year out for all your shows in America, and you've just kind of saturated the market.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job of the marketing this one, to be honest. Like, I guess the only, obviously, Money in the Bank did big numbers for a small arena. But I think you can only do it in London here, Kai, just because of the transport. Like,
Because I do
Yeah.
wonder if they booked it elsewhere, if they would get the same. Or if they even did another one, would they
well,
get
I
the
don't think
same
Clash of the Castle did
thingy?
as well as we were expecting because
Hmm.
we booked our hotel 3 days after the tickets were on sale,
Hmm.
and we ended up in fucking Newport, which I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy, Ross. Sat in Newport Spoons, 7 a.m. watching Terry Peters have a fucking half block of halloumi all to himself. No, thank you. All right. Get a train into Cardiff or Shambles.
The only
But
other
it want the
place,
infrastructure. So, like, after
yeah,
Newport was full, where were you going to stay in Bristol or anything? You just want the city wasn't big enough for that event. The stadium
yeah,
was, but you got to
Mm.
think everyone who goes to Welsh rugby lives in Wales, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's there's only really London. You could do different. I mean, AEW have
You
talked
could do
about
one
it.
Manchester. I think you could do one at the Etihad.
yeah,
Yeah,
Manchester is doable. Leeds would be a good place in terms of location, but they just haven't got the arena for
yeah.
it.
There's just no stadium or arena. That's you're very limited. Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I think hopefully, I mean, WWE probably looked at it anyway with Clash and noticed that there's a big market in the UK
yeah.
because we've been so deprived of any wrestling for the last, let's say, 20 years.
Mm.
Well, yeah, 20. That's what it was. 20 years, right?
Yeah, I think,
When
to be
we
honest,
struggle,
though,
yeah.
credit to Tony Khan. He had the stones to run Wembley Stadium, and WWE didn't.
Hmm.
Basically, it's kind of he has embarrassed WWE. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
It's now to talk about
Oh,
winning
yeah.
WrestleMania. We'd have never had WrestleMania.
But
I
but
still
is
don't
it
think we will.
but is it down to Tony Khan or is it down to the man himself, Jeff Jarrett, who is obviously in charge of all the markets?
Yeah, so whoever it is,
Clever.
they've pulled a blinder. To be honest, who's the head of marketing? What's his name? Dave something.
Meltzer.
They've played that Alvarez fella. They've played a blinder. To be honest, no, but yes, though. Like, in fairness, like, I don't know if I don't want to start the whole debate. Is Meltzer getting paid by AEW now? But he's fucking held a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, you just look, they're so close to this new number that I've just made up.
Well, they've outsold WrestleMania 2, haven't they?
Yeah.
Also,
If
the
you,
WrestleMania, if you believe the real numbers. Although I don't quite understand these fake numbers because you're still saying the people were there.
No, well, it's weird because
well, the thing is, Vince has come out loads of times and said it's for the entertainment value in a lot of the
yeah,
figures that they push up. But
they do push him out. But Meltzer, like, a few years ago, was claiming that WrestleMania 32 did 96,000. And then apparently the fire services said 80,000 people passed through the turnstiles. But Meltzer was like 96,000 in the building, but 16,000 staff is a lot of staff.
Hmm.
The number's probably because I think there was the turnstile issues, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But then the number for all, because I ended up talking to the guy from WrestleTix because he thought I was slacking him off, which I guess I was, but not intentionally. And he and he said to me, it's the number distributed that has been reported. But because I was like, well, is it not apples to oranges then? But they only want a big fucking number. Let's just put it up that way. I don't think we'll ever know for sure if it beats WrestleMania 3.
well, I think there's going to be two factors that kind of make a big play in the actual attendance on this. So one, obviously, UK train strikes on the bank holiday weekend, which I think is going to fuck a lot of people up in regards to getting to and from London.
Yeah, including our friend Seven Figure Phil.
Second one is the match card. And so far, they've only announced 5 matches. If they announce the rest of the matches, and I think if CM Punk's not on there, you're probably losing 10,000 fans.
Hmm.
You think it's a lot of people who probably are just turning up for him.
Especially with the train strike. Might have gone regardless, but if it's going to be a hassle to get there and then they think, actually, this car's a bit shit, I'm not that bothered.
Yeah, well, that's the issue now, because I think what there's rumours that Mick Lynch has been posted saying, I acknowledge the tribal chief on his private Facebook account. And he's fucking at Tony Khan's big weekend. I think that needs to be looked into.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Mick Lynch is acknowledging the tribal chief.
There's somebody on Twitter who has said Vince McMahon's got hold of the union and said, do a strike on this day.
That's what's happened.
It's I don't know. Well, they've just done every bank holiday weekend this year so far, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's what they've done.
Yeah.
So
But then they're not. Well, that's the reason why they're doing it, isn't it? To make a detriment to the economy.
yeah, as you would, you pick your busy days, wouldn't you? You may all share a moment for a seven-figure Phil who's going to have to get a flight.
Oh, he's considering not coming now. Yeah, it's like it's a bloody nightmare.
How's
Well,
it drive?
So my
It's a
train,
long way from Darlington, that.
so I booked direct train, and now it's saying I need to change once,
Yeah.
and I've logged into my train liner. So I've still got trains running
Right.
on both days at the moment. Just
Yeah.
saying that I've got to change now rather than a direct.
I got an email saying, as of now, trains are still running, but we'll let you know on Friday, basically. But
Not
you can
really
cancel. We can cancel both legs if you don't use your outwards. You get you in. I think you in inwards as well, inbound. So
Yeah.
looks like we'll be driving. Here he is, the man they are.
Seven-figure Phil making his debut.
Hola.
That's just him.
This is seven-figure Felipe.
Right then, we've done enough about AEW. WWE news. Well, there's links to AEW, if you believe some people on the internet. Jey Uso has resigned from WWE. He's walked away. He's been moved to the alumni section, and they signed with AEW. So I guess we'll see him. And maybe it's Jey Uso against CM Punk at All Out.
What's going to happen?
I think it's genuinely brilliant that they put him on the alumni section.
Yeah, but do you know why? How we know it's a work? It's because WWE have mentioned it every fucking 5 minutes on the Twitter account.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't
there's
show
no-
the video
Yeah.
otherwise, do they? And
They need
come
to-
on.
and it wouldn't have happened on SmackDown.
No.
One of these promotions they're friendly with. He needs to turn up there, I think.
Someone said that. Are these, they're not friendly with MLW anymore, are they?
GCW.
GCW.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on there. But the last star they said could go to New Japan, ended up leaving, didn't they? So started going to the Rapple promotion. So.
Yeah.
If there's a new star, okay.
Yeah, but no, I think it'd be cool if they,
New Japan.
yeah. But if if they did some sort of deal and all in, you just go, ooh, so that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
I think even better
Fatu.
is they should have him in London. Doing like, are they still mates with like Progress and ICW? If they're doing a show near All Out, I would have him appear there so people can take pictures of him in London, just to fuel it all up.
Yeah, just paying for
Just
the
to
weekend.
really book
Just
with him, because I think that'll be hilarious.
give him a trip.
Just put him in London. Is he not allowed to travel?
I thought
No,
it was
it's
Jimmy. That wasn't
Jimmy.
allowed to travel.
Is that
Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Yeah, it's Jimmy
Jimmy.
that one.
Jimmy. Yeah.
So that's the big news. Roman Reigns as well. Speaking of the Bloodline storyline, is apparently injured but will not miss any shows.
To be fair, when you
books
do
for an
four a year, it ain't hard to miss some, is it?
Yeah, he's such a chief, isn't he? So
Bit-
negative.
Bit of robot interference there. Us.
Pete
Yeah.
is- No, Pete's here. It's the tribal chief.
Yeah, he's now Mick Lynch. Unless
Um, No, we've done the Bloodline story to death, so I'm not going to go on to that anymore. We will move on with a new United States champion, Rey Mysterio. He took the place of Santos Escobar and beat Austin Theory to become the title. I don't know if he's ever held it in WWE before. Has he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does. Yeah, he had that weird feud with Smash didn't he? Where he got squashed.
Still a weird
Yeah.
one for this, me.
Will this be Rey Mysterio's last ever title?
You would think so.
I think they're going to go one of two ways with this. So route one is Santos heel turn, which would make for a great feud. Option 2, which I think is more likely the route they're going to go down, is a Dom Ray feud and unite the belts.
Oh.
What, unite the
North
NXT
American
one?
and US.
That's the one.
Yeah.
US. This is Ray's third run with the belt.
Was one of them WCW?
No, 2019, both in 2019.
Yeah, it's that weird feud with Samoa Joe. And
Yeah, he's got the Samoa Joe one. They beat AJ Styles for it.
Yeah.
He held it for a grand total of 46 days over both runs.
He's never had a long run, has he? As a champion member.
No.
Interesting that you think they're going to merge the NXT belt.
Yeah, I just had that feeling. We've been building to a Dom and Ray match, haven't we?
Blow off.
We all thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania this year. Is it going to happen at WrestleMania next year? It's not even that far away now when you think about it.
No. Have they not had the blow-off match? I feel like they've had it, haven't they?
No.
Yeah,
kind of a stop.
they had a WrestleMania match, didn't
Yeah.
they? Ray won, but I feel like he did
yeah.
everyone. I think Ray's last match would be against Dom, right?
For the mask.
I think that'd be a good way to do it.
For the
In
mask.
Masquerade.
Mask versus hair.
San Diego. That's where it's from, right?
Yeah, he is. It's a bit of a shame now that Rey Mysterio's last title won't be with his son. That would have been nice, wouldn't
Did
it?
they win the
nice,
tag
yeah.
belts together?
It's nice, anyway, it's Eddie's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
During lockdown.
Yes, they did.
But Santos Escobar going heel. Do we need another heel?
I'd prefer him not to go heel because I like him as a face.
He looks
think
very
that-
heelish, though, doesn't he?
I think
Yeah.
I'd have
Either
just
way,
had him win
something,
this
eh?
time, to be fair.
Yeah.
Plus,
I
the
think
LWO is selling merch like nobody
Yeah.
does.
What
this.
if it's one of the other fellas from the LWO? Raul. Is it Raul? Raul Mendoza is the other fella.
Roll Mo.
I was about to say
Oh,
Raul
for
Mo.
fuck's sake, honestly. Stay at this. Yeah, and Gaza turns up with some fucking chicken pieces. And, no, but,
Cans of beer and goes fishing.
Angel Gaza.
yeah. But no, what if one of them is the one we all think it's going to be Santos because that's fairly obvious. But what if it's one of the other
Who else
Fellas-
is in it at the moment?
striking out on his own?
Joaquin Wild,
Yeah, that's the
Cruz Del Toro, and Zelina Vega. Don't
What
think,
are you?
one.
Don't-
Mendoza.
don't
Is he a
think
fo-
it's going to be
Is he a footballer?
who?
I'll tell you what it's going to be.
Raul
Right now.
Mendoza.
Oh, no, he's a professional wrestler.
He's a
Because he is Cruz Del Toro. Look at
There we
me
go.
being hipster as fuck.
What if massive swerve, Bad Bunny wins it?
You'll turn
Ooh.
from
Xavier Vega.
the Bunster.
Yeah, Carlito comes back, wins
What
it.
happened to Cali? I thought he'd resigned.
He has
I
resigned,
think-
hasn't
Yeah, I think they're holding off.
Cali
the
always
big
wins mid-card championships on his debut.
On his first night.
Mm,
Did it on Raw and SmackDown, didn't he?
yeah. There we
What
go.
if he returns, turns on Ray, wins the title, and then LWO turn heel?
Yeah, he could take the LWO and then he could feud with Santos Escobar.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
because
Cruz Del Toro.
Santos Escobar is like the breakout one of those lot. isn't he?
Oh yeah,
For now, until my old pal Raul Mendoza / Cruz Del Toro turns on them all. Raul Jimenez has to play for Wolves.
He
Yeah,
plays
he
for
does.
Fulham now.
Plays
Yeah,
for
he's
Fulham
off,
now.
yeah.
But he
Johnny
wore
Carr.
a
Is he a bit
Sin Cara mask,
AEW?
right?
Yeah.
He's a wrestling fan, eh? Fan of grabs.
Just right, well, we're completely related, but have you seen that Tony Khan was advertising Adama Traore, Fulham's new signing? He did him again. He said like Adama Cole and did like a thing with them. It was weird. I don't know what it was.
I'm going to
When
argue he's
did- when
not
did-
signed the best Adama Traore as well.
I was going to say, when did he leave City?
It's three of them, isn't there?
Yes.
Three Adama Traores. Because
Did
Adama
one-
Traore once replaced Adama Traore from Ali.
Did one play for Arsenal or was that Ahmad Traore?
That was, yeah, he was awful when he left back.
Jimmy. He's a Jimmy.
Yeah,
fan.
man,
Yeah,
It's a
that was
football
Armand
chat.
Traore. They went to Juve on loan.
Yeah.
There you go. 33.
Right then, speaking of other titles changing hands, well, not changing hands, we have a new champion. Piper Niven is the new half of the women's tag team titles
think-
with Chelsea Green
I think
after
she sort of
Sonya Deville's injury.
Declared herself the new champ, didn't she? Because there's Chelsea Green's been doing Chelsea's Got Talent. this week, which has been genuinely brilliant to watch, to be fair, getting them actual T-shirts and stuff.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but didn't Piper Niven just basically say, "You're going to be my partner now, and I'm going to be champion," something like that?
Yes, from what I understand, because she's a heel as well, isn't she?
Is this going to be an eventual face turn for Chelsea Green, do we think? Is she going to be, like the bully side?
The thing is, she could carry that Karen storyline or gimmick over as a singles wrestler anyway. I think it's a really good gimmick, to be fair. I think it's quite amusing to watch.
Well, you could have Chelsea Green being a little bitch and screaming at people and getting there, being Karen, and then she brings out the muscle that is Piper Niven, hiding behind it. A bit like AJ Styles and Omos, or Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Yeah, I would. I don't think that would be out of this realm, to be fair. Because to be fair,
tag titles.
Those tag titles have been cursed, aren't they? Because especially Chelsea Green's run, because she started with Carmella, didn't she, when she came back, who then got pregnant, and now Sonya Deville's now needs a new knee. So
yeah, don't look good, does it?
But I think
I don't think we can count Carmella's pregnancy.
No, but but I think there has been quite a few other injuries. And
it is jealous that he's not the father.
Yeah,
well, set of records show you that. I think it's good news for Carmella.
Not cares, but you know what I mean.
Overall,
it's because I'm hammered. That's why.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, not cursed in that sense, but you know what I mean. It's just that those belts are just weird. Because I genuinely can't think of any other tag teams where they go to.
Ronda Rousey got injured as she was champion, didn't she?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's another one.
Not that really matters because no one misses Ronda Rousey.
that is true. Well, I'm trying to think of what else has happened in new tag team.
RVD.
Yeah, RVD. So basically, the key to a long and healthy life is weed.
Yeah, well, of course he would say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
apparently
that was Eddie Kingston in a wig.
What, RVD?
Yeah, looks
apparently he had permission.
He could still get about the ring. He looked really good.
Yeah, permission by WWE to appear on AEW.
Yeah, because hasn't he got some WWE dates booked?
He's under a Legends contract to me
for the Hall of Famer thing. Yeah,
but then obviously WrestleMania's in Philly, which is obviously it's going to be something to do with ECW, I'd imagine. Next WrestleMania.
Someone's going to be in the ring, mouthing off, and then the legends are going to come out, aren't they?
Paul Heyman has to be inducted. That's all I'm saying. Headline, Paul Heyman.
Well, he's the best manager of all time. Because you know what he said about was that last week when he said about Bobby Heenan?
Screw him, he's dead.
Yeah.
I was offended. Let's censor in the context of the Stephen A.
He was acting the heel on the
yeah, Stephen A.
Speaking of tag teams, and the New Day are back. They returned.
Held up white chairs, which apparently was a reference to some video that was doing the rounds last week.
Oh, was that Dockside Brawl?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it was. I've not seen it, but everyone was like, "Oh my god, they made that reference!" Like, I don't know what the reference is.
It was a bunch of loads of people scrapping on a boatyard or something. I think some security guard had told these, like the only way to describe him is posh Tory, American Tory white dudes who didn't want to move the boat started attacking the security guard, and essentially a mini riot broke out.
Oh right, okay. But yeah, apparently that's what that was a reference to.
They beat the Viking Raiders.
How long's Kingston been away?
Just before WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's about 5 months.
Oh, longer than you think, isn't it? It is August now. No Big E. He's been told that he may never wrestle. He's been advised against wrestling again.
He'll be back.
That would be a shame.
If Big E does retire, does he go into the Hall of Fame? Sort of like Edge.
He'll go in as part of the New Day. I don't think he'll go in.
Yeah, I don't think he'd go in individually.
No.
I could see him come back being a manager. I think he'd be a really good manager. Even on commentary, I think he'd be really good.
Apparently he's in talks to do commentary.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think either one of those would suit him perfectly because he's really good at sort of getting crowds pumped, and obviously his personality is really good.
What if he comes back as a commentator then? What show do you put him on?
NXT.
Instead of Booker T.
NXT level up. Get him quickly.
Level him up.
You don't want him coming in and he's rubbish.
Yeah, what's the Irish lad that's just been dropped? Kevin,
yeah.
Patrick?
Yeah, he was terrible though.
Well, he's still on SmackDown.
Is he on
Is it?
SmackDown?
It's terrible.
Yeah, they've swapped around, but Cole's there as well. Apparently, he's a lot better with Cole.
Ah, okay. Because wasn't he the lead on Raw?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Him
didn't,
and Barrett on it.
it didn't work. No, it's
So is
Aaron
it Cole
Graves.
and Barrett now then?
So
Yeah,
it's
on-
Cole and
on Raw.
Barrett are on Raw, and Graves and Kevin
And-
Patrick have both moved
To
to
SmackDown.
SmackDown with Cole.
Barrett's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I
Hardy
like
Barrett.
And I'm trying to think of what else has happened.
Final one from me that pops to mind. Billy Corgan thinks that NWA is going to be the next big company. Just laughable.
When's this news come from? Like 5 years ago?
I was going to say, he's been saying that for about
Yes.
5 years.
No, it's just been announced today.
Longer than 5 years, isn't it? Whenever he bought
When
it.
did he say it? Hang on. Oh man.
This is like his second chance at a company as well.
Yeah, it is.
Because he was a Impact owner, wasn't he? For however long. For a good few years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
come out.
Apparently, speaking of Impact, though, apparently Nick Aldis is working under Abyss as producer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hasn't he?
I don't know if he
Wasn't he
signed, but
backstage at SmackDown.
yeah, apparently he was
producing?
learning with Abyss.
Mm.
Because Big Bob unfortunately wasn't with Petey Williams, which would have been a Team Canada reunion, which would have been brilliant.
No, Peter's been through. We've done this already.
I know, just putting it out there. Well,
Oh,
An
I-
exclusive interview with Bob.
fill in the dead air.
I don't know if it's this one. This week on SmackDown, is it going to be Edge's last ever match against Sheamus? Ever? His last ever match? Is he going to retire?
No,
No.
That's what it's all
SmackDown.
alluding to, isn't it?
No.
it would be
Yeah.
very edgy though if you just went right. Yep, done.
Is it in Canada?
It's in
In
Toronto.
Toronto, which is why he said he was going to retire last year.
Hmm.
But he's not done a lot this year. I think he could have done more. So
I
I'm
forgot he was there, to be fair.
I think he can do more. And do you
When was his last match?
Against Grayson Waller at MSG,
Brilliant.
which was just after Money in the Bank.
do you not just do a Clash size pay-per-view in Canada? Retirement there.
I think that would be the best way for him to go.
My fantasy booking
bizarre
scenario
world.
is that they're going to make, because Sheamus is getting a bit heelish anyway, and he's getting on everyone's nerves. Let's be honest.
Mm.
Him and the Brutes fuck him up, and they're just like, "My God, I need a partner." And you got two options: either Randy Orton or
Hmm.
Christian comes back.
Well, Randy Orton is apparently fit, isn't he?
I think he's going to have a reunion with someone.
Rated RKO
Rated
return.
RKO.
Yeah, I think Sheamus is going to fuck him up in Canada with the Brutes.
What if it's Trevor Murdoch?
He's dead? I know.
No, that's
Well,
Lance
Lance
Cage.
Cage.
Okay, right.
That's why I didn't say him. Trevor Murdoch's doing bits in NWA.
He was the
Yes.
NWA champ, wasn't he,
Doing
before
bits.
Cyrus?
Yeah.
Get a t-shirt.
They had a partnership before Rated RKO. Let's not forget.
Yeah, well, people are
When-
saying it should be his last match should be against Zack Ryder, and those people are fucking stupid. I'm going to say it. Shit
is.
match.
no
Don't
one
care.
cares about Zack Ryder.
That
Absolutely
would
nobody
be
cares about him.
terrible. That
Appalling.
would be rubbish. Because you may
I'm
as
all
well
for an
you
Edge
may as well
Sheamus
get
feud.
Hawkins in there as well.
Yeah.
Luke
Oh,
Shane.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
Absolutely.
Lou's going for our match again, and one of them, he'll be in from a lawyer if that ever goes on as well.
Ross Markham. Incredible.
Let's get that.
You've missed off an hour, Lou. It's supposed to be Dr. Ross Markham.
No, absolutely not. Dr. Ross, maybe.
Right, that's it then for wrestling news. Unless we miss anything, like Sami Zayn's also injured.
No, he wrestled this week.
Big old lump on his elbow, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, that's bursitis. I've had that. Your elbow goes just real floppy. I did mine from
Right.
banging it on the desk at work.
it
Wrestled
looked
again this
hideous,
week,
though.
though,
It
since
didn't
then,
look
so-
bad.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, watching some WE documentary and seeing her have it, and they just cut into it and just spat everywhere. It was gross.
Yeah, Voltarol sorted me out.
Is it just full of? Has he got like a?
I think
sack
it's just
full of
like
fluid. on
fluid.
his
Yeah,
elbow?
it doesn't affect him. He gets a bit sore, but it just looks fucking. It looks a bit like
It looks like a chip, like a bone chip. or
it's like
something,
a
doesn't it, in your elbow?
cartoon old man's elbow.
Yeah, like Popeye's
yeah,
elbow.
yeah, like the granddad from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
And finally, I've just remembered this. Does anybody watch Raw?
This week,
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
no, but there's some strong hints to the War Games match, I believe.
Well, but I've just thought of this now, and it might be completely way off. Damien Priest tried to throw his briefcase to
Oh my
Finn
god,
Balor.
it looked terrible.
It goes through his legs. Cody Rhodes hits Finn Balor with the briefcase, wins match.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the context of it. But do we
They're
think that
they're
Finn Balor
trying-
may cash the briefcase in on Damien Priest's behalf?
No, I think they're using it for one or two reasons. One is to make Finn and Priest have a match, which I think they might do for Money in the Bank, and then Priest will win. And then they'll kick Finn out the Judgment Day. But I also think they're trying to do it to make the briefcase look as though it's cursed. Because every time he's tried passing it to Finn, has Finn fumbled.
Mm.
They kind of did something similar with Carmella, didn't they? When they were just like, she just wasn't allowed to cash in for some reason. You know, when she kept trying to cash in, they were just like, the referee was
she
like,
didn't
you
win it,
really
though.
want to cash in? You really want to
Oh, I
cash
was
in?
there. I was getting so frustrated. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
you
took forever,
fucking
that.
knobhead. Just
Yeah, Mike,
Yeah.
let her cash it in already.
thank God he's gone.
Yeah.
But I just had a thought. It looks like Damien Priest was trying to pass Finn Balor the briefcase because I guess he could do that.
Have you seen the clip of him trying to pass in the briefcase?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, how slow does that briefcase go? Finn Balor has plenty of time to react and pick that up.
Yeah,
He looks terrible.
Imagine it's not very smooth a canvas, is it? It's a bit like pushing something across a bed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, but I don't mean that. But I mean, it just makes Finn look like a dog.
Yeah, well, a lot of things do these days. But I thought that was a curious point that I was pondering. Would that be a way of Finn Balor winning the title using
If
Damien
it present
Priest?
Finn Balor like a cult leader type thing.
Mm.
What if
Is
Finn
that
Balor
the
cashes it
ultimate
in
A loser.
and everyone's like, oh my God, Finn Balor's the champion. And then the next night they come out and go, I know, because it was Priest's contract. He's the champion. I don't think that makes sense.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But then that's the tension because he's won the championship, but Finn was won it for him. I don't know.
And then we can make it go vacant, and then we can just have like another Deadly Games because we all love tournaments.
That'd be good.
Deadly game.
Survivor Series, Deadly Game.
Right, that's been the news then. Unless I'm missing anything, I don't think I am. I think we've done the news. We can't wait. 2 weeks we'll have a proper news. We will have All In, no All Out. Too confusing.
No, All In
Out,
first.
no,
All In.
All In.
We're going to All In.
We're going to
All
All
Out.
In.
All Out's the week after.
And then check All About's the
I'm
week after
guessing.
that.
I know I miss the AW bit. I'm guessing you covered the stupid fact that Adam Cole and MJF are both on the pre-show.
No, we didn't. It's a good point. But yeah, they
Not
got a pre-show
there,
match, haven't they?
Why are they on the pre-show as well? What happens if one of them gets injured in that match? You've literally fucked up your entire main event.
Unless that's what they want you to think.
Stupid.
Shenanigans.
Stupid. Don't do it.
Well, one's going to turn on the other in that match, right?
Yeah,
Set up a bit of tension.
just do that the week before. Just why haven't? Oh no, not for me. That one. Don't
Maybe
get
we'll
it.
get a run in from Travis T.
I just think you've got that many. You've got so many people on your roster. You do not need people doing double duty on that card. You don't
Yeah,
need
but
it.
this is what happens when you sign a roster just so other people can't sign them.
Yeah.
They're against Aussie Open, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah. Have you covered what else is on that card at the moment? Because it's added a bit since we last went through it.
Yeah, a bit roughly. I'm sick of talking about AEW.
You're going?
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. We've done the news. The main show, we will be returning to potentially the best wrestling promotion of all time, Wrestling Society X, for the third episode. So make sure you
We're
listen.
going to have to be careful calling out us because there's some problematic dudes going to appear.
Yeah. I
soon.
said potentially though. That doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
Go listen to the other 2 episodes so you're all caught up. But Terry Peters, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Scoop Hell, thanks for joining us.
Good pal.
Thank you everybody for listening and join us on Wednesday for another episode of Wrestling Around.